Hey, I'm Josh Seiter. I've always loved tattoos. Like, I got them everywhere I have like 50 tattoos. I started getting them done in undergrad, and once I was in law school, and, I just got a whole bunch more. So I've always loved tattoos. To me, they always are expressive, kind of, and they're cathartic. I like to get them. So I was like, you know, I mean, just like with anything else we did, I was like, I should get you tatted. And she was, seemed to be all for it. And I felt confident with the way things were going then. And yeah, so I got her tattooed. A lot of people say like, oh, it's fake. Like on my Instagram, there's like hundreds of comments and people are like, that thing's fake. You never got it. How come in this picture I can't see it? But yeah, no, it's still healing. I got it like a month ago, and people ask, am I gonna laser it off or cover it? But the tattoo's not as much about her as it is about where I'm at in my life, in my story, and progressing. And it was a place and time that I was in, and so why would I want to get rid of it or cover it? So I don't regret it or anything. It is what it is. And I know in my heart I didn't do anything wrong, so I have no reason to be embarrassed. So. Yeah, so that girl, I had hooked up with that girl, but it was prior to me and Yolanda even meeting. And once I started kind of ghosting the girl because I had met Yolanda, because I still chatted with her, we were still cool and everything. After I made it clear to her, like, look, I'm kind of seeing someone seriously, so we can be cool, but we can't like keep hooking up or whatever. I guess she got angry and went to the tabloids and said that I had hooked up with her during the time that me and Yolanda was together, which is not true. So I confronted her, and we since are like, we're cool or whatever. I don't know. I guess she was just trying to get back at me because she felt slighted. But I did not cheat on Yolanda. Yeah, so that's kind of the time that she had posted this Oscar guy, was when those claims were circulating about this other girl. And at first she like gave me the silent treatment and was pissed off about it. But then, I explained to her that it was just, look, I hooked up with her before I even knew who you were, before I even met you. This girl's salty, she's angry, and she's just being malicious. And Yolanda appeared to come around and be like, okay, I believe you, it's cool. Maybe by then things were set in motion with the Oscar guy, and maybe that's how it happened. I don't know. All I know is on my end, I didn't do anything wrong, so. I'm 33, so I feel like I'm getting, and I have an old soul. So that's always been in the back of my head. Specific to Yolanda, it was like, I'd say a month in, I started thinking about it, like, because our conversations were so deep. And looking back in retrospect, I understand that the pandemic may have colored my thinking. Like, I'm isolated. I've been isolated for months. I haven't had a lot of interaction with people besides my family. She's the one person I'm talking to. And so I do understand that, like, that probably heightened everything I was feeling. Like, all those romantic feelings, everything I feel like was kind of heightened because of lockdowns and the pandemic. And so I was like really, really feeling it. And I admit I probably got caught up in my feelings. So it was like five or 6 weeks. I remember like end of September, it was when I was like really, really thinking like maybe I want to be with her forever and like lock it down. So. No, the odd thing looking back, like she instigated or preempted a lot of it. Like, babe, I can see us forever. Like, I swear to God, like, you're my forever man. And yeah, kind of like gassing it up that way. Like, and I felt the same way, but as a man, I'm a little more reserved with kind of my emotions and what I say and articulate. But as she was saying, I was like, man, I mean, if she feels the same way. So no, it's definitely reciprocated. It was definitely in the beginning a two-way street for the first month and a half. And I would say she was the one leading the charge on expressing how much she loved me and how much she wanted to be together. And she even said, like, babe, like, you know, if I were to be on the next season of 90 Day Fiance, would you come on the show for me? And I was like, yeah. And she was like, oh my God, babe, I love you so much. And it was like, after that, like, yeah, she would just always say it like, I love you. And I'd say it back. So. I'd say it was like literally 2 weeks after that I started to notice a marked change in her, because we would text nonstop. Like, there's a 2-hour time difference between me and her. So when it's 10 a.m. in Chicago, it's 8 a.m. where she is. So I understand that, like, I'm up earlier than she is, but she would always text me fairly early in the morning by like 10 o'clock. And then it started getting where I would be sending her texts when I woke up and she wouldn't reply till like 1, 2, 3 o'clock in the afternoon. And I was like, okay, maybe she's just busy. I didn't want to be pushy about it. But then as time progressed, she started posting on Instagram, and I still hadn't gotten a text. So it'd be like 4 or 5 p.m. my time, and she's already made 2 or 3 posts on Instagram and hasn't replied to my texts. And my texts are about coming to see her, flights, like important things. And I'm like, you do know I can, like, I'm on Instagram and you're replying to people's comments, but you haven't, and it, like, you haven't even replied to my text message. And that's when it started to get, like, weird for me, where I was like, that's not normal. Like, especially because she'd been so talkative in the beginning, it was hard for me not to notice that change. Yeah, so I'd say it was a progression of, like, the radio silence week after week. Like, it was about a month straight of hearing from her, maybe like a few texts. And when she did text, they're like 1 or 2 word answers. Like, when I got my tattoo of her, because I did get her tattooed, I sent her the pictures and everything, and she was like, cool. And I was like, cool. I was like, babe, I just got you tatted for life on my arm. And she was like, cool, exclamation point. And so that was kind of like the beginning of the ball of reality unraveling. And then just there was a time where she didn't reply for 5 days. And so I called her out on it, and she was like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. My phone was turned off. And so I was like, oh, okay, but yet you posted on Instagram. So if you could post there from your computer, you could have DM'd me on Instagram to let me know your phone was going to be turned off for 5 days. Like, you're my fiance. Like, that's kind of when she didn't reply for 5 days and gave me that excuse. Again, I'm not stupid. Like, I was like, okay, something's like weird here. And then was like connecting that to her, like, asking me for money in the past and like starting to kind of ramp that up. And I was like, okay, like, this is whack. Like, something's not right here. So that's when I kind of put like 2 and 2 together. That was like before I had sent her the ring, because I remember kind of having some like reservations about it, and then I like, no, like, you're just being like whatever. So it was like probably about a month after we met, because she never mentioned money. She did send me texts about like, oh, my boutique did really good today, and I'd always be like, awesome, that's great, like, good. Like, I'd encourage her. So she was like, I'm hustling, I need to eat. And I was like, all right, cool, like, keep up your hustle, that's awesome. And then she was like, babe, it actually had to do with her phone before it was turned off. She's like, babe, I got this phone bill, it's $200. I'm a little strapped for cash right now, but I'm gonna get money from my boutique in a week. Would you be willing to send me money through PayPal, and then I'll pay you back? And I was like, I've had a bad experience with loaning people money. I was like, I'm not trying to be bogus or like rude or send you off. I was like, but I don't feel comfortable giving. I was like, what I said was I wouldn't even give my mom $100. And honestly, that's kind of around the time that her text kind of cooled off to me. Thinking back, was around the time I said no, but she asked me like 4 or 5 times, and she always had kind of like this drawn out story about why she was strapped for cash, but don't worry because I'm going to get some money and I'll pay you right back. But I kind of just went with my gut, and I never sent her the money. So